Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Saturday's Cup of Joe. Host Cyberbone and my co-host Joseph, the finance guy, Stepke, aka Joe, the finance guy. Not Joe Biden, the finance guy.
Not Joe Biden, the finance guy. Joe, the finance guy.
The more I say it, the more I like it. I don't know. It's just kind of catchy. But anyways, I know it is what it is. My daughter had a Freudian slip. If you don't know the backstory behind that, it's kind of funny. But anyways, Joseph, you, brother, you are a sharp-dressed man. I need to get some...
I was working today.
I need to get some ZZ Top going. Okay, we need the fedora, bro. We need it.
Oh, all right. So you want me to put on the fedora. All right. Yes. I don't think you can see it that good on there, but
I can. Yeah, I can see it just fine. When I see this, I see what Jen saw. Like, sometimes I wonder, you know what I mean? Like, what in the world did you do to get her to say yes? But then I see you like this, and I go, oh, I get it. All right. And some color.
Yeah, it was the hat. No, yeah. it was the I think it was I think it was all the personality. I think that's what it was. It was the personality that got Jen to really...
You know what?
Really get me.
You know what we should do? We should have you tell that story, how you met.
How I met my wife. Wow, that would be that is something. I'll tell the story, and it's.
Hang on a second. Hang on. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties because Joe and I are very excited. We've started to bring in guests, and we actually offered to bring her in last week, but Chella, and we're gonna do intros for Chella. So Chella, just in a second, we'll do like a 2-minute intro so people can get to know you more. But you were busy. You had already had an appointment. You were doing a money conference, right? An engagement of some sort that was all day about money last Saturday. So like, I want to do it, but can we do it the following week? So we've had a week of anticipation. So let's just do that now. Let's do Chella. So Joe, we're going to come back to that because that's an interesting story.
I'm with you.
Let's do this because you're our special co-host today, and we want everybody to connect with you and not just connect with you for connection's sake. Like, you are really one of those authentic people. I hate that term in a sense because it gets thrown around, but you really do want to know people. You don't just want to connect with them. Like, I know you and I have jumped on calls before, and it's like it gets personal. And it's beyond the veneer, and I love that about you, right? So tell people, like, 2 minutes if you want, 3 minutes, I don't care. Introduce yourself. Give us a more, you know what I mean? Don't just do the 15-second. I'm being polite version. Like, no, let's get to know Chella a little bit.
Let us get to that moment. So I would say one of my most proud things in my life is my sons.
6'2". They're 6'2". I know because she just told us that on Clubhouse. And I'm 5'8". I'm like Mighty Mouse. They could use me as like a shoulder rest or something.
He's talking about the height, not the age. So my sons are 6'2", and so is my former husband.
Did I say 6'2"? Did I do that? I might have. I meant
it could have gone either way. You could have been, my sons are 6'2". So what I'll say about my sons is that they are drinking age, and that's all I'm willing to share.
There you go. There you go. And that's pretty neat because you're only 25, right?
You know, and that's, yeah. So anyway, so yeah. So that's the fun part is for me is watching and really looking at life from their view. As that we're beginning to learn new things. And really what I say that each of my kids came with their own set of instructions because they're so different. But I got to learn, and I got to really, they helped me grow up and become who I am today. And I embarrass them from time to time when I share that story because, you know, it is true. It's about what we decide to do that. So that is one of my most fun things. I'm totally a tomboy, and I just enjoyed really doing so many different things with the kids. And one of the things that I used to do since they were little is I used to volunteer in their rooms, their classroom, right? I did I did it for them, but I did it for me because I wanted to know what the classroom was. I wanted to know what the day was like.
Yeah. No, I like that. My wife has done that a few times. And at first I was like, it's a lot of time commitment, but it is so true. You get to know your kid more and understand your kid more because you see what they're struggling with and some of the stuff that, they don't like. What is it? When you come home from church or they come home from school, you say, what did you learn today? And they're like blank stare. And
nothing.
You were there for 8 hours. You didn't do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you go for an hour for room or whatever, and you see it. And you're like, wow. Dynamic.
With that, my wife and I, Chella, we do the same thing. When the kids come home, our big thing is dinner. Yeah. Dinner at night. Everybody's around the table, and we do questions.
Yep.
And it actually started in my wife's family. Another important person in my life, Anthony Ferraro, the actual Italian, part of him. I'm Polish, Hungarian. So me dressing the way I do, whatever. I just, from my grandfather, it has nothing to do. I just got lucky marrying a New York Italian. But when her family came in and they ate together, Dad would do questions with everybody. So we do that. We do that now. And we still do that, actually. He'll call up sometimes and give us questions. Now, sometimes they're really easy questions, but he does it nonetheless. But I'm still, you can still hear me, right, Ira?
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm trying this new thing where I'm muting my mic. When I ask you a question that I know it's going to take a minute or two, I'm trying to mute my mic because I'm really working hard on not interrupting people as much. I have this bad habit, guys. I really do. So I'm an audio learner. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but I speak over the top of people a lot, and it's not because I'm trying to be rude. I've had this problem my whole life. I used to get in trouble for it actually in school. But the teacher was teaching, and I would be talking at the same time. I do this with my pastor, me preaching on Sundays too. It's awesome. They call it heckling, and I don't even mean it. What happens is if you're saying something and I'm talking, that means I'm hearing it and I'm processing it. That's my way of processing it. But it's annoying to some people. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just mute my mic. I can say something. I don't interrupt you. And so I got to be quick on the trigger to unmute so that when it's time to respond. But sometimes I forget because I'm not as young. You know what I mean?
Well, the first part of all that, Ira, is admitting it. So as long as you admitted it, that's such a good thing, Ira.
Fully admit it. Let Joe speak. Let Alicia speak.
That's just great.
Liz Jones called my wife Alice yesterday, and if you watch that podcast, I called Alicia Alice 15 times in the show just to kind of try to be funny.
No, I got on and then I lost because I wasn't watching it where it was great, but I got on right when it came up on my phone, and I saw Alicia back. And I was commenting on there first.
Hey, Corey. It's our buddy Corey.
Oh, hey, Corey.
And Bonnie. She got her coffee going. Hey, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Bonnie, the video you put out yesterday, can I just say, oh my God, it's the funniest one. If you guys don't know Go Lids, you got to go check out GoLids.com. It's Lids with a Z, I think. Let's go Lids. Anyways, I'll find it and I'll put it up. But she put out a video yesterday. It just totally made me laugh. The song was funny. Super good. And Luxembourg is in the house. Good morning, Candy. I was talking
Candy Bailey.
I was talking about my obsession with peanut butter and pretzels yesterday on the show with Liz. She was teasing me about the snacks. She calls them snacks. Whatever. Junk food. It's the American versus the English thing, I guess. But she was calling them snacks. Lay off the snacks, fat boy. That's what she was saying. Basically. She didn't say it like that. She's so nice. But anyways, I digress. Candy was like, oh.
And yours was right after yoga, wasn't it? No. No.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock your time.
Yeah. So noon for you. Chella and I are cool because we're in California. Joe's in Noblesville because he's noble. Anyways.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It was funny. Randy McNeely today goes, you're a really good person. And I appreciate that. And we were talking a lot about it, but I appreciate what he said. I just, in my mind, I was going, I don't really think I'm that good of a person at times from my past. And it was funny. It brought us into a whole conversation. Just great conversation. Some of the ones that you and I've had before, Ira. So I know you and I have talked about things we've done in our past. So, all right. Anyways, let's get back to Chella or whatever. Sorry.
Yeah. So here's what I want to do. Chella, in your introduction, which was wonderful, you didn't talk about money much. So I want to connect with you.
Let's take it to money, because it's always about money. My kids are not on LinkedIn, so they wouldn't be able to watch this. No, so I started teaching my kids about money very early on. And one of the ways that I did that is by having them plan a meal. So they each took turns on Thursdays. They planned the meal. And they started when they're 3 years apart, so 5 and 8. So they started planning a meal. But so what's really great is, it's about time management, but also about how much does it take to put a meal on the table. And then we would go grocery shopping, right? So if you wanted to make lasagna, for instance, you can't just say, I want to make lasagna. You need to know what ingredients do you need. So the kids know. And one of the key lessons that I think is still with them is teaching them to divide their money into 3 buckets. Right? How much do you need for needs? How much is it for wants? And my favorite is a possibility account. Into the possibility account is you pay yourself first, you give back to your nonprofit, whoever you believe in. You plan your vacation, you replace your tire. So if we live in the possibility account, to me, that's where the magic happens. So I have been doing this for many, 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 many years. I used to do financial literacy workshops at elementary schools and high schools.
Really?
So can I just say,
yes.
First of all, like Bonnie's saying here, that is so smart. That is smart. And it's good.
I agree.
For both time management and money, and they are related, right? So they're but many of you know I had van issues. My van basically blew up. The transmission, bye-bye, on my way to the Bay Area. So, Chella, we were right by Kalinga. And that's where we decided to blow up. The stinkiest part of the whole trip. And we're stuck there. So anyways, we're going up for, family time, a visit with her parents, because her parents are pushing 80. And, with COVID, we haven't been able to see them very much because, they're older and we didn't want to give it to them or risk them. And, they're obviously not traveling. So, we quarantined, we went up there. Well, anyways, with the van troubles, and what was going to be a week turned into like 2.5 weeks. So I rented a car in the Bay Area and drove back home after a week because, my studio, everything's here. So for 10 days, I had to cook for myself. And that skill that you're talking about when you go to the store, that's what I love about it. A lot of people do the cooking thing, but they don't do the store part of it. So I'm at the store, literally. I'm at the store. I'm in my 40s, okay? This shouldn't be so hard. And this shouldn't be like something go people give me sympathy for. It really should. It's a slap in my face. It's an indictment, if you will, to me. But I'm in the store and I'm in the aisle and I'm going, okay, what do I want to eat? And what is it going to take to make it? Because I've been married for 21 years now. It's embarrassing how I probably have cooked dinner maybe this many times in 21 years. It's really, when I cook, we go out. It's kind of the joke. Daddy's cooking tonight, which means we're going out to eat. And it also, Daddy's doing the dishes because, you pay people and they do that stuff for you.
That's when he would need your budgeting tips, Chella.
Right. So that's
when
you gotta know when you can afford it. That's a great tie in there, Joe. But anyway, so I'm standing at the store kind of feeling like an idiot. Okay, well, I'm going to have some chicken. What am I going to have with it? And then, so I went through the whole thing. I didn't make a list before I went. I didn't even identify what I was going to cook. I made some mistakes there. So anyways, hopefully your sons will do a better job with it because you prepared them for life better than my parents. My mom usually watches the show. So, Mom, why didn't you do that for me?
Well, we're gonna give our listeners or people that are viewing this the other thing that it teaches while they're preparing the meal for they're not, because they're preparing the meal. I found that they tend to be less picky about what they eat, right? Because they have an appreciation for preparing a meal. But back to you, Iris. So let me tell you, this could be at least a $20,000 tip, folks. You put this into practice in 1 year, you could save up to $20,000. I have proof. Some of my clients have done this, and it's all about the food. And that is, and then I definitely want to share a little bit about, you mentioned I was at an event last week. It was actually a 3-day event from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day with a 30-minute lunch. So it was powerful. But the recent $20,000 tip is preparing a menu based on what's on sale for the week. And I still practice it.
I'm going to do it, Chella. Chella, I'm going to go back.
So you just said something. You just said something that my wife has probably never thought of, because we do prep the meals in advance. Like, we have a menu. My wife will come and go, okay, what do you want? You know what I mean? And she's looking for ideas.
Yep.
So, but the sale part of that, and that's what you started with, can save you $20. That is brilliant.
And I still do it. I still have fun. I've been in a couple of Facebooks, and people are like, grocery shopping. I know, but grocery shopping is definitely in my top 10 things to do.
Now, do people understand why she's here now? Like, you get it? She's classing up the joint. And nobody tuned in today to figure out how to save money on their groceries. But if you just listen to what she said and you're smart enough to take it and apply it, because look, it's not knowledge if you don't use it. It's information.
Correct.
Now you have that information, and if you turn that into action item, that'll save you a ton of money. Look, I'm
easily.
Yeah, I keep some of the receipts. I keep copies. But to me, going to the grocery shopping, and so we're gonna, at least by the time we're done with this, we're gonna be saving you at least $50,000. So that's a 20. We got to keep track. So that's a 20,000. Now you only do this. And that's it. You plan the meals based on what's on sale. So the one that's going to save you at least $5,000 a year is purchasing. This stuff just comes out. I mean, just like it flows in. Purchasing the things that you use on a regular basis only when they're on sale. So your toothpaste, your dish soap, your laundry detergent, like whatever you use on a regular basis that you know you're going to use, if you make it into a game, that you only buy those items when they're on sale. And this is a like sub.
So you're hunting for sale items.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I got distracted for a second. The Clubhouse is still going, which is amazing. We're going to come back to the Clubhouse. So I just want to make sure. So you've got your these are the things that you use, and it's kind of like what do they call it? Scavenger hunt. But you're only finding the items that are on sale and putting them in the cart.
Correct.
And then do you have a limit on what you buy? Do you just buy as many as you can when they're on sale?
Correct. Well, I don't believe in buying 200 of them. Like some people do that. I don't believe that. But what if you're 2 months ahead?
Right.
So that so you don't have to, and also it takes away of the stress of, do I need to keep out for a sale? No, you don't, because you have 60 days worth of this stuff already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it makes it a game. So
also,
anything that
you don't want spoilage, so in case there is something that happens, you're not wasting money.
So
that's why I'm talking paper towels, dish soap,
toilet
toothpaste,
paper.
The staples. Your staples.
Right, staples. Exactly.
How much is that tip?
That's $5,000.
She's saying $5,000, but actually I think it could be worth more. I think she's underestimated.
Well, I always like to go low because I want you to really get into the practice.
Come on. All right. Chella.
But also,
hang on. So that's 25. That's $25,000.
Correct.
We're gonna get to 50. So that's the halfway point. Let's take a pause on that for a second. Joe, I want to come back to that story we were starting at in the beginning. How you met your wife. I think that's
how I met my wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's true. Yes. Thank you very much. We were talking about money, but now we're going to switch it over to my love.
Yeah,
we're gonna switch it over to my love life. Bow chicka wow wow. Thank you. So,
we're not going to the bedroom.
Okay, all right.
There. Even if you ended up there quickly.
Hey, listen, let's not talk about how I am. All right.
This is why I have to mute myself, people.
No, I'm only kidding. So, I met my wife back in 1998. We were both working at Lowe's, and I was loss prevention. I moved up there from Florida. I moved up to Summerville, South Carolina. My wife moved from New York down to Summerville, South Carolina, and she was the head cashier. I was loss prevention. I was being taught. It was like my first day. And this is when I fell in love with my wife. Believe it or not, I did. Now, everybody in South Carolina, they had like the Southern twang, like a Southern drawl. And I went behind the counter to get something. She didn't know who I was. And I remember her turning around, looking at me and going, "Hey, what you doing behind my counter?" Or however in New York-ish, whatever way that she said it. And I turned around and I looked at her. I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Joe. I'm loss prevention. I'm just here to grab reports. I don't care who you are. You don't come behind my counter. You don't do that." And that's how we first met. And I was like, I like her. All right. And believe it or not, she liked me then too, because I didn't talk like everybody. I mean, I was just me, I guess. And next thing you know, we started dating. For all transparency, Cassie, my oldest daughter, who's 28 now, she was 5 at the time, and she's my stepdaughter, and she's just she was everything. I think I fell in love with Cass before I fell in love with Jen, because I always said Cass was always mine. She just came down the wrong tube or the wrong chute or something like that. Or whatever.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and you and I've had this conversation.
Yeah, so she was, but Jen and I, we dated. We went on a date, and we just, I think September 8th, 1998 is our official we started dating date. Yes, I remember that, 9/8/98. Easy numbers. Well, 98/98. That's easy.
That's what makes us all smart, right? When we have the easy dates. Like
I got married January 1st, 2000. That's easy.
Yeah, you can't beat that. I was married Michael Jordan Day, and most people are like, "What do you mean Michael Jordan Day?" It's June 23rd. So Michael Jordan's number for most of his career, besides for the 5 minutes he wore 45, was 23, right? So 23, and then he won 6 titles, 6 championships. So that's the month. This is so easy for me. So Michael Jordan.
I would never have gotten that.
I was like, I can't believe you just.
What?
Yeah. I'm with Joe. I'm good with numbers, but I was like, that's not just a number, Ira. That's like a whole conversation. Like,
right. Yeah. I mean, you just went into, I don't know anything about sports. I mean, I'm glad Michael Jordan plays golf, but that's all I knew. That I didn't know he won.
So I know Michael Jordan, and it's just for me to remember my anniversary, because most men,
So let me get this straight. It's Michael Jordan's number because he won the Heisman's Trophy 6 times on the 23rd of August playing golf.
No. I got it. So they won 6 trophies, and his number is 23. I know you were just kidding, Joe, but let me tell you how clever I was. I met my former husband on Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Which was November 23rd at that year. And then we got married 3 years later on the same day. So the day we met and the day, so I wanted to make it very easy, right? No complicated formulas. Although we were together for 17 years, and he could never really quite narrow down my birthday. He kind of was like off 2 days before, 2 days after, but he never could just like And so it was just interesting. He's just like, you gotta give him some grace. But I think that was a lovely story. That was
Thank you very much. Thank you. And Bonnie, I appreciate that, what you said too on there, what you wrote. And Cass is all mine.
So, y'all know we have this kind of in common, although there's a twist. So Alicia and I met in 1999. That's when we met. We actually met at a bar. It was after work. She called me chauvinist. The very first thing she said to me, she called me chauvinist. So anyways, love it first.
She called you what?
Chauvinist.
Oh,
because of, you know. Anyways.
I would have never thought that.
That's what she said. She was trying to get my goat. She got it. She said my face turned like pink because I was so embarrassed, and I was really embarrassed to make a chauvinist. I didn't even think about it the way I said. I said I was talking to the person next to her so I could get her attention. I went over there to get her. So I told him it's a gentleman's sport because they're playing pool, and the guy that he lost the game, but he lost in kind of a questionable way. So I was just looking for an opening to go over there and talk to this girl. It turns out to be my wife. But so I said that, and she looks at me, deadpans me right in the face, like she's talking to me. That's a little chauvinistic, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah,
that's your phone number.
That's the first thing. Yeah, and I ended up leaving with her that night, and we went dancing, and the rest is history. Anyways, but the girlfriend I had before that, we had broken up. So I was single, but we had broken up. It turns out she got pregnant. We didn't know that at the time we broke up. She found out after. So my first, most of you know, I have 8 children. My first child, Alicia, is not the mother. Right? She didn't give birth to my oldest son. She gave birth to 7 of the 8. But she's been around the whole time. So she's a stepmom, but not really.
But either way, and I think it takes, and you know, Cassie's dad passed away when she was 12 or 13 or something like that.
Yeah, and you know that my son's mother, I'll say mother, passed away when he was 14. Mm-hmm. She's not around either.
Right. And I think it takes a lot, and I've been told this too, it takes more of a person to raise somebody.
I think so.
Somebody else's kid. And it does. But Cass has always been mine. It's funny. The things that I did with Cass, and I call her sometimes the throwaway pancake. I don't know if I've said the story before, because you make all the mistakes. You know, the first pancake. We've all made the first pancake. It doesn't turn out right. It's burnt on one side. It's over there.
It's not quite done. Whatever.
I don't recommend you saying it to your daughter, because that's probably not the right thing to do. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I live up to it. I said it a couple times to her. It was just out of love when I did it, though. That's a whole nother story. It was about Dad. How come they get to do stuff and you never let me do this when I was younger? Listen, you were the throwaway pancake. What are you going to do? I'm not going to make that mistake again. It didn't work out for me well then. I just learned from it. So anyways, but some of the things Cass and I used to do, she was there with me. I was big into, and I still am, into X-Men. And we would, when I would come home from work, or if ever I was watching her, we would sit on, and we had one of the other TVs was in mine and her mother's bedroom, and we would put the VCR up, and I had all the X-Men animated video series on VHS. So we would watch all of them. She knew probably more about the Marvel X-Men than I'm telling you, than any kid would. And it was just a running thing. She knew the superheroes. Oh, she knew it. She used to think, she went into school one time and told her class, yeah, my dad's Batman. He goes out and fights crime at night. And I remember getting a call from the teacher on that one. That was so funny. And the teacher goes, you know, she's saying stuff to the kids that, oh, you had to put that gif up. She's saying stuff to the kids that you go out and fight crime at night. And I went, oh, I go, well, you know, kids with their imagination. Yeah, but you know, it's something. I mean, she's really convicted about. So then I had to have that conversation with a second grader, going like this. You do know, I don't really go out at night. I wait till the day while you're at school, and then I do all this other stuff. But you can't tell people. So I don't know when she. Yeah, see, there I am in my classic outfit. That's just.
It's nighttime. It's nighttime there.
It is nighttime. But that was funny. I remember
I'd be a teacher and tell her to stuff it.
Yeah, I would if I could find the teacher. She did not like us. She did not like Jen and I.
She didn't get it.
Yeah. The teacher did not. That teacher did not like us. Miss McDonald, back in Somerville, South Carolina. She loved it. She was such a great teacher to all of them. I think that was her first grade teacher. But
I just want to pop in real quick and say, Jason, get well soon. After he was on with us last week, he was having gallstone issues. So that's no problem. I think he's gonna have his gallbladder out. He's recovering right now from the issues. So just want to say that he was on Clubhouse this morning too.
He was.
He stayed on. He stayed on
being moderator.
Yeah, he stayed on as a moderator. So speaking of Clubhouse, let's do this. Let's take a little break. In case you guys don't know, one of the things that I do, because look, I'm about win-win networking. I'm about, if you help me, I'm gonna try and help you. I mean, you know, you give, you take. You don't keep score, but so it's not quick pro quo. But one of the things I'm trying to do with this Clubhouse room, and the Clubhouse room, I think was your idea. Full credit where credit's due. I think that was your idea. Let's go on an hour before, right? Wasn't it your idea? I think it was.
Yep. Well, yeah, something like that. Maybe it was.
I think it was your idea. Anyways, whatever. We do everything together, so it's the Joe and Ira show. Right. Although today I named the room. I did name the room Saturday's Cup of Joe without the Joe because Joe was running a little bit behind because, as you can tell, he's dressed up, and as you know, if you watch the show, it's not normal attire on Saturdays. But he had a sales meeting, so he was like, I'm not going to be. He called and woke me up. He knew he was waking me up. She didn't.
Did I was debating. I don't know.
Did you think I was awake at 7:35? Did you?
Well, it was 7:35, and I really thought, all right, that's good enough.
I'm telling you, I roll out of bed. Literally. Well, you hear me pouring the coffee, so you know. Like, I literally roll out of bed usually at 7:45. Even 7:50, sometimes I really push it because, like, if I work till 3 a.m., that means I slept for 4.5 hours. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, for those of you who want to tell me I'm lazy, I'm not really lazy. I work later than most people. I'm crazy like that. But, like, last night, I was working on West Bay Corporate's website. And you know how I get when I'm building a website out? I'm just like...
You'll just keep going and you don't look at time.
Well, and I had an issue. So full disclosure, I typically use Elementor for my clients because it's drag and drop, it's easy. In this one, I'm using WB Bakery, which is a little bit different. It's not that it's harder for me, but it's different. And so I'm not always familiar with all, like, how it's done. But they picked a theme that was created with WB Bakery, so we're going to roll. Anyways, trying to get a couple trick things done, and I didn't know how to do it, so I was trying to learn how to do it so I could do it.
I just want you to know, Ira, when you started talking about WB Bakery and whatever the cake thing prior or the tort, I have no idea. Our viewers just went down. It went down to a 1, probably because I don't even understand what the hell you just talked about.
It didn't really.
I know it didn't. I was just messing.
All right. So anyway, I worked late, but with Clubhouse, here's the deal. Let me bring it back. Let me reset the room.
Reset the room.
You like that? All right. So with Clubhouse, what I'm doing is I'm saying, look, if you come onto our show and stay there for a while, like I don't care if you pop in for 2 minutes and pop out. I'm not gonna do this for you. But if you come in, because we're YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, I'm going to give you some credit on this show. I'm going to show your profile. So we have, and I don't know what happened with Chella. I don't know if she's having technical difficulties, but I don't see her at the moment. So, anyways, I'm gonna pop her off for a second, and then when she comes back, I'll put her back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up. These are the folks that, my bad. Here we go. These are the folks that were with us this morning in the room for some time. Okay. There she is.
Sharon Knowles.
Tell us back. There she is. Okay. So Sharon Knowles, she was talking about, she's in Johannesburg, South Africa. And she was talking about there's storm clouds coming. They're expecting golf ball size hail.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So, but she does security stuff. So, Sharon, I am going to connect with you. I just got to make a spot for you. Full disclosure, I'm at 30,000 and I have to make a spot. But I'm going to make a spot for her because I want to talk to her about her security stuff. But I also want video of those golf ball size hails if I can. So, also with us for a long time, Chrissy Larson. In fact, she stayed on. I think she was still talking when I finally left the room.
She's awesome. I like Chrissy.
Chrissy, if you're not connected with her, she's amazing. But also, get with her on Instagram because she takes fun photos. She does like some travel, like event photography stuff. And she's been showing pictures. They were in like the desert, Grand Canyon and stuff like that. Amazing pictures that I've been watching over this last week. So check them out. She said she's getting ready to go to Texas next. So you'll see stuff like that. So there's Chrissy. Chuck Coxhead came on. This is a marketing guy. He and I have some overlap in what we do, but we're not exactly the same. So he and I actually, I'm going to see if he and I can collaborate on some things. He comes from the ERP space, manufacturing world is where he comes from. So anyways, he was there. Connect with Chuck. AJ Sam, if you guys don't know AJ, this has really become one of my best friends on LinkedIn now. I talk with AJ every single day. He's at like all my events. He's from India. He's a recruiter, an IT and technical recruiter for United States companies. So if you're looking for, Java developers or IT folks or network, whatever you fill in the alphabet soup, if you're looking to hire those folks, AJ can help you with that.
Yep.
Very friendly guy. He's a little bit of an introvert, and he speaks fast because he's nervous. So sometimes you gotta say, AJ, I didn't quite catch that. Say that again. But anyways, love him to pieces. Connect with AJ. Any of these people, by the way, that I'm showing, I'm connected with all of them, except for Sharon, which I'm gonna connect with as soon as I can. So if you're not familiar with them and you can't find them because I'm going too fast, just send me a message and I'll send you their link. Tej is in New York. So we're talking about New York because that's where your wife's from. And Bonnie is watching the show. She's also from New York. Tej is amazing. He's a banker. He's also a coach. He's a public speaker. This guy, when I listen to him talk, you know who I think of? I think of Gary Vee for two reasons. He kind of sounds like Gary Vee when you hear him speak, but he's also smart like Gary Vee. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But he doesn't use all the potty words. So that's where they diverge. I love Gary Vee. I love his information, his enthusiasm, but I wish he would filter his mouth a little bit. I know that's his thing, but when I'm done listening to Gary Vee, sometimes I speak a little bit more like that.
I gotta.
You've been hanging out with somebody that swears a lot, right?
Well, no. Well, I got a theory with that. Before you go on with that, okay. It depends what they're saying because some bad words or swear words aren't really swear words. We made them out to be like that.
I know. And I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying.
I know that. I wanted to throw that out on some of them.
My speech because I pick up. I told you guys already. I'm an audio learner, right? So for me, I hear it and then I say it and then I've got it. And so if you're teaching me something, which I learned stuff from Gary Vee. I mean, he doesn't like the same thing. Like I learned from these people, but when I learn it that way, then, anyways. My brain, it's like, you remember that saying, monkey see, monkey do? I'm monkey say, monkey repeat. That's
right. And it's funny, Tony Robbins is the same way.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, no, I know. I have a lot in common with Tony Robbins. He's smarter than me and more handsome and taller and all those things.
But listening to him, he is, I saw the Netflix one and listen, some of my early multi-leadership inspiration came from Personal Power, from Tony Robbins. Think the world of him. I love his story. I love everything that he went from boy wonder to watching Luke and Jack on Days of Our Lives and then got back up again. I mean, there's so many great things about him, but he does that. I think the F word, him and my wife would probably get along great.
I don't think your wife likes me very much, but I think she's awesome. I keep trying to get her on my show.
She does not like to be on camera. She does not like to be. I know, and I am going to keep trying too.
I'm not a quitter. You know me. I'll keep going. Okay, Jason Ricks is our buddy. We already talked about him a little bit. He is the director of operations at Buc-ee's, not the Beaver one, the one Y''S. They have 94 stores. They actually were just bought out by another company called Casey's, I think. So he's in a little bit of a transition period for the next year, and he's going to be doing things. So I think he's doing coaching and some other stuff. So anyways, if you guys aren't familiar with Jason is like rock solid guy. Love him to death. Oh, look, I just got a message from our buddy Kelly. Kelly runs Pan and Nose.
I actually tried to call her today on my way to
Kelly's in Philadelphia. Kelly runs Pan and Nose. She runs MyVab, which I'm a part of the MyVab.
She just doesn't. Kelly doesn't answer my stuff. I think she got mad at me. She just said, and I'm not talking to him.
Probably doesn't like
call her on the drive.
She doesn't like people from Noblesville.
That's probably it. I know.
All right, and then finally, just to wrap up this section, last but not least, Damon Pistolka, baby. This is my partner in crime. We actually work together. So I am fractional employee of Exit Your Way. Run sales for them in LA and marketing for them in LA, and I help them with social media stuff, obviously. But Andrew Cross and Damon Pistolka are the founding members and running this Exit Your Way. What is Exit Your Way? Basically, it does two things, but they kind of are the same. They help business owners who are struggling fix their business. How do we do it? We have over 30 consultants that are experts in a diatribe of different things, like a laundry list of business things. So if your company is struggling with marketing, for example, we have people who do that. If you're trying to get into e-commerce and you're struggling, we have people who can help you with that. Taxes, certified valuations, all this stuff. But basically, it's not self-serve. We have a guide who comes in and basically helps. But we do all that primarily. It's think of like a brokerage to sell your business. That's how it started, right? So Exit Your Way was designed to help business owners who are ready to move on to get more out of their business. So what I like to tell people is get more from your business now while you run it, and later when you're ready to sell it. That's what Exit Your Way does. So yep. Damon runs that. Also, Damon's getting ready to run a marathon, so he's in marathon training. I think it's nuts, but he's going to run for fun 26.2 miles. God, all right. So that's the Clubhouse roster. If you're wondering why did I go through all that, those people were with us this morning,
right,
for a substantial amount of time, and of course, Joe and Chella and I were also there. So that was kind of fun. Okay, so Chella, we teased this earlier. We're doing $50,000 of savings. We've already done 25. Can you do me a favor before you go into the second round? Can you just maybe 15 seconds on each, just recap the first two, so that if in case we have anybody watching who wasn't watching.
Well, actually, hold on a minute, Chella, just so I can make sure I'm learning correctly. Do you mind if I recap those two?
Yeah,
let me recap the 25,000. So 20,000.
Joe, Joe, it sounds like you've been in one of my workshops, because that's exactly what I do. I had one of the students, because somebody here needs to hear it from a different voice. But before we get that, there was a question. That I am speaking of a family of 4. So what I'm sharing with you now, as far as what Joe is about to talk about, yes, that applies to a family of 4. So that's why I like to go a little bit low, because maybe there's 3 or, so yes, family of 4.
So for me with 10.
Yeah, you could save at least
like Joe,
20,
you tell me.
40. You could save about 50 grand. Boom. Drop the mic. So anyways,
almost pay for
the
college.
Tips that we've went over so far with you, Chella. The first one was preparing a menu on what is on sale every week. So when you're preparing your menu of what is on sale every week, you could save up to $20,000 a year, $20K. The other one was $5,000 you could save by purchasing the necessity items that you need that are when they're on sale. So if it's toilet paper, paper towels, shaving cream, shampoo, soap, whatever it is, by purchasing the necessities you need that are on sale, that could save you up to $5,000 a year. Am I correct on that?
Correct. And the bonus to that is that the best place that I have found to do that is your drugstores, like your CVS. You know, I don't know what you have where you are. So we're going to call this a bonus. So CVS right now has a pass where you pay them $5.39 a month. It gets taken out of your credit card every month. But with that, they give you $10. So you pay
CVS bucks.
And that may not seem like a lot, except when you go to the store and buy, laundry detergent for 40 loads for $2.99, right? This is the power where you begin to do it. So whatever store you happen to frequent, find out what else they have available to you. But really quickly, I went off camera. I could not have planned this any better, right? So I went off camera really, really quickly because I had a friend that drove 40 miles, maybe 35 miles, to deliver the best bread pastry from downtown LA. I cannot wait to do that.
You're talking to a couple of fluffy men who like to eat here, Chella.
He delivers some homemade onion soup with the proper cheese to go on top of it. And then he delivered some sushi. And I'm only sharing 3 other things. I actually have 3 bags worth of stuff that he delivered. So I need
friends like that.
Man, I don't need friends like that.
I do.
I don't listen. I got the COVID-50. I don't need friends like that. The friends I need are the Liz Jones out there that go like this. Hey, you want to do yoga Friday morning? Oh my gosh, yeah, sure. And I have been. So I was gonna say my wife is big on that too, Chella, with the CVS bucks and doing stuff like that. When I don't know if you remember back in a couple years ago, remember when the couponing was the rave? And we still have items in our stockpile room just from her going out there. And that was like a big thing. She would go off and show people, go like, look at, I only paid $2 and guess how much this cost.
That's powerful.
I just need to call a pause real quick. So in the other view, apparently the closed caption is covering your face. Is that right, Chella?
Yeah, it's actually, it is true. When you do your closed caption, well, now you took it off. No.
So I pushed the view. I don't know how to, I'm trying to figure out if there's a better view. If I do this one? Maybe I'll do this one. You guys don't feel
try that. Keep that view.
Yeah, I usually don't like this one because it makes it feel like we're claustrophobic, but
it makes us feel like
I don't like this view, but I don't want your face getting covered up either. I didn't realize that was happening.
I didn't think my face was. I don't think our faces were being covered.
I'm watching this on. It's a different ratio screen. So, in full disclosure, for those of you know, because I'm a graphic designer, I actually have 3 different ratio screens. I have one that I use for Instagram. It's a square, and so that one's over to my left. I usually watch the broadcast on that. The one that I'm looking at, it actually sets up perfect. So I thought that actually was great.
Okay. Jason is saying that's better. I thought, from my point of view, I thought it was good. There was the screen behind the screen, so maybe that's what he was talking about.
He said it was on your face. And so I do know this, guys. Every screen sets up a little bit different. I actually have this conversation with my clients when I'm building websites. Because they'll go up, how come it's scrunched? Or, when I show them the tour of their website because I used, in full disclosure, a 40-inch monitor to design these sites on because I'm blind. Tell these and I need to be able to see. So I do a big screen. So when I show it to them, I'm sharing on that screen, and everything's got lots of space. But then when they look at it, it's more, condensed, and it's because the programs will resize themselves to fit your screen. That's behind the scenes stuff nobody really gives a shit about. But anyways, that's what's happening. So it could be that Jason's looking at a monitor that's got different parameters than the rest of us. But I have.
He's looking at it in the mobile app, so that could be.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, because I thought from my computer it looked like it was going just fine.
Yeah, and I never watch these on my phone because I'm always sitting. Obviously.
So Joe, as a bonus, I would say check if your wife is into the couponing. And listen, I've been doing this for so long. I paid, I think it was $25 to attend a 2-hour class that teaches you about couponing, right? So when you talk about money, I've taken the classes, the courses, the 3-day event that I attended last week, all about how can I bring and how can I improve my skill set so that I'm able to give the tips to the people that are going to do it. So
I didn't know we were going to do this on the show, but I think this right here is amazing. So,
wow.
So, 5,000, and I know somebody that just did this. They did this last year during our exciting times, and that is that they reviewed all of the automatic transactions, your $3.99, your $4.99, and this is personal and business. Now, this guy is already at the over $1 million, right? So I'm saying if this guy is doing it, I think we should all be doing this.
Right. I agree. If you want to learn how to spend money and invest money and earn money, you should look at people who are good at it and emulate them, right?
Right. So what he did is
clues.
Success. So he just deleted, canceled some of the things that he was no longer using. And I'm not going to bring up the gym, that's not it. But, like for instance, maybe you have 5 different ways to watch movies. Can you consolidate some of them?
Do you really need to have Netflix and Amazon Prime and I forget all the other
Don't judge me.
Honestly, I've canceled most of them. I don't have cable, for example. People look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you know what? When we got Netflix and Amazon Prime, cable became something we didn't need because we went to Walmart. I went to Walmart, full disclosure, because I have a family of 10 people. Legitimately, my budget is something I take very seriously. So I'm like, why am I going to spend $70 a month for cable when we can watch the movies we want and we can get an antenna, digital antenna, and watch all the shows on? I get 45 channels on my digital antenna. Now, you might not.
How do you get internet?
I'm sorry?
How do you get internet?
I pay for that separately. You can buy just the internet from the cable company.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have to. Obviously, I have to have the internet because I run a website company, right?
Right.
So, but what's cool is my company actually pays for my internet service because I have to have it for business. So that's a business.
That's good. That's good.
So we're moving. You guys, this is perfect because you just stepped into my $10,000 tip. And that is, it is time to review. Can we combine services? Can we combine your internet? Can we combine insurances?
Yeah. Do you need the HBO? You really probably don't.
Right. Can we go out and shop for a better rate for our insurances? Any type of insurance, whether it's your auto insurance, whatever it is. And this is why I think we're going to enter into maybe a little bit controversial, is we get these phones and the amount of money we need to pay for insurance for these things are ridiculous, in my opinion.
100% agree with that. I almost never buy the insurance.
Okay, good, IR. So you and I are on the same page. Because if you look at the fine print, and I've done this, if you look at the fine print, if you're paying them, so I found out that my phones last 2 years for me, right? So if I'm paying them $20 for 2 years, and what they're going to end up covering is going to be under the amount that I've already paid them. Why am I paying that? Now, I'm not saying it applies to all.
The headache that goes with filing the claim too. People don't think about that. You know how many hoops you got to jump through to get them to actually pay out? So I think you're going to say something. I'm going to try and guess, okay? Because this is how I do it. You tell me if this is what you would do. instead of paying them whatever that fee is, I say, fine, I'm going to save that. I'm going to spend it in a savings account. And then if I don't use it, now guess what? I didn't lose it. So now, and I'm building interest on that, by the way, instead of them.
Absolutely. And that's what I call that, the possibility account. Into this possibility account, you have, I'm going to replace my phone. I'm going to replace my tires. I'm going to get a new refrigerator. I need to get a tune-up for my car. I want to plan a vacation. Joe is going to be like my best student right here, right now, because I see him taking notes.
Well, I'm taking notes just so I could go back and report to my wife.
Look, y'all, for Joe, the finance guy, I know that 69% of Americans don't have $1,000 in the bank. Kelly, did you hear that? You probably know. But that's 69% of Americans. Now, I imagine in other countries where people, have a little less money, that's probably true. That number is probably higher. So think about this. What I just said was I take that money and I set it aside and I actually save it. My transmission blew up, Joe. $6,000. I didn't borrow a penny because I have that money in savings. So when you start learning,
you gotta have a rainy day.
When it comes to exercise, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to saving money, I am Arnold Schwarzenegger. But you know how I got there? I didn't get there overnight. This is lifelong discipline and lessons that Chella's teaching. These are things that I apply. In some ways, Chella, I've had to learn it by necessity because I'm a father of 8 children. And I'm not.
Let's be honest here. When it comes to exercise, you're not even Tom Arnold. So let's just go on that route too. But you're right.
I used to think you liked me, but now I know.
No, I wanted to use that joke right when you said, when it comes to exercise, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I go like this. Oh my God! Hey, listen, when it comes to exercise, you're not Tom Arnold.
I'm not even doing the video. I see that.
But I was going to say it is important, and I learned this a long time ago, Chella, because I've gone through a lot of things where we didn't have money, and I've been very blessed that, I paid off all my credit cards. I have no more credit card bills. We don't have anything like the car and everything else. That's all paid off and for. I've done some of these. I've reviewed my automatic ones because you'd be surprised. You just do stuff. Hey, it requires thumbprint. Yeah, it sounds good right now. And then you're going like this. I evolved and I use something else and I don't even need that. So I've done that before.
You got to check those out. I tell people to do a periodic review. In my opinion, you tell me if you like.
Once a quarter. Yeah, I think once a quarter is good to do it. But
go through your checking account. Go through your PayPal. Anything that you signed up for, almost guaranteed that they've got that snuck in there that it's going to auto renew.
Right.
The only time they call you is when the card stops working. And that's the other thing that I recommend people do. Change your debit card every 2 years.
Yep.
Because then you're not stuck on auto renew for stuff, and change your PayPal account. It doesn't cost anything. Just change it. Close it out. Open a new one. Now, anything that was auto PayPal is they're going to have to contact you. You're not going to get screwed.
Right. And the last thing I'd say is get your rainy day account. Somebody taught me that.
And Chella, you're not done yet. Sorry, we kind of.
No. The only thing I would like, because I'm really big on languaging, I don't like to think of it as rainy day. Now, I understand that the engine blew, and you needed the 6. I like to think Joe, is about the possibilities, right? The fact that you're.
I like the name of that. That's a good name. Right. Because that's really what it is.
You call it possibilities. I call it the rainy day fund. It's 2 different, same thing. Exact thing.
A rose is a rose.
Yeah, it is. And it is the same thing. I just call it the rainy day fund because I have it in there because you never know what'll happen. The rainy day fund for myself started no job, as Ira knows. A job doesn't last forever.
It doesn't.
When you're working for corporate, things happen. And I learned a long time ago, I have to have a year's salary saved up just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case. And I finally got that and very happy of it. But I got to that point because of saving money and doing some of the things. Because, listen, I love where I work. Hey, do you mind flashing up my gang my game caption or whatever.
Sorry, hang on a second.
I love where I work.
We got to remember that at the beginning.
Hey, this is your fault. You didn't put that up.
All right, guys. The views of this show are expressed opinions solely of our going to FDA the finance guy not seeing credit for. Go ahead, my friend.
So thank you. So with that being said, you can't, because you're in the corporate world, you never know what's going to happen. People lose their jobs and things happen. And just because, like for myself, I know I'm the number one salesperson. Are you doing something else that I don't know about? Oh, the finance guy going down. Yeah. But things happen. So if you don't, I don't ever want to put my family in an uncomfortable situation like I was about 7 years ago. And that's a whole nother story. We'll do that.
Yeah, we're not talking about
that. But either way, the rainy day fund, possibilities fund, you're absolutely right. This will help people get that because I believe at least a minimum of 3 months in that possibilities fund.
I'm going to tell you that I think if you guys just take this last tip that Chella just said, because it's something that most people are doing wrong, just take that one and change your life because now you will have $1,000 in the bank pretty quickly, actually. You'd be amazed how fast. When you start doing that thing alone, my savings account started to go quickly. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, it changes everything because lenders will start to lend you. You know what I mean? Because now you have assets that they know you have access to.
All right, Chella.
Yeah.
So what that I'm going to illustrate this, and we're going to give the clients the $10,000. But one of my clients, she was a housewife, and she wanted to give her daughter $5,000 when she was getting ready to go off to college. And two tips that she used. One of them you already know, the creating a menu. And two, giving homemade gifts.
Yes.
By doing those two things, now this is a housewife, which means that she had to figure out, right? She raised $3,000 in 4 months. She took my workshop in November. By March, she came into the center here in Orange County and she was in tears by doing just those. And I say that because it was the holidays, right? So it was in this time between, November and December that she just made homemade gifts. And in my opinion, is people really appreciate you taking the time. I mean, I appreciate my friend making this soup. He's a phenomenal cook. Yes, Joe, I can hear a question.
The question I have, Joe, I did this. All right. I did the homemade gift. My kid did not like the cardboard cutout of the iPad, and I put the name on it, and I gave it to them. I thought it was a great gift, but you're telling me, I mean, my kid swore at me. I've never heard that, and he was 5. So
this is what it is, man.
I'm only kidding.
We're talking what we want. Three things. Can you dog sit for somebody? Can you take care of somebody's plant? Can you give somebody a ride to the airport? We're talking, can you do somebody's grass? You know what I mean? What can you do for somebody? Babysit, for heaven's sakes. If once we're able to go, what if somebody says, somebody in your church, Ira, can we take your kids for the weekend? Yeah, I mean, 100%. That's better than, $5,000.
Chella, what you're talking about now, in all seriousness, that's like, to me, so much more. Like, look, I'm going to tell you, there isn't a gadget that I want that I don't already own. I'm just going to tell you flat out. I own it. So what can you buy me? My family struggles with this. What can you buy me that I would want that I don't already have? It's difficult. Now, there are some things, like my wife got me a faster head shaver. I used to take 20 minutes to shave my head with the old shaver because it wasn't built for the head. It was built for the face. So it wasn't working very well. I don't know why, but it didn't. So she bought me one. Now I can shave my head in 2 minutes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
See,
right? Like
and you saved 18 minutes.
Right. And
that's 18 minutes that you can use for money. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what she's like. Get back to work, slacker. But here's the thing. Like, when people give me something that they made for me, or like you're saying, like, hey, you know what? I want to watch your kids so you can go take your wife on a date. First of all, that's a big commitment with me, because now you're watching 6 kids. 2 of my kids are in college, so 6 of them here. You're watching 6 kids. They're not always perfect. You know what I mean? Like I know on social media we show everybody the best of the best and the highlights of life, but in reality, the Bowmans are noisy, messy. They can argue and talk back and all that stuff, right? So
I think the Stepke's got you beat, but okay.
Yeah, that's a big ask. But that's kind of stuff. Or when someone, they make me something like a batch of cookies. You know what I mean? I actually appreciate that much more than you bought me. I don't know. I'm just gonna pick up one of the gadgets. Look, I have so many gadgets that I haven't even opened this gadget. Right?
Well, and that leads us into tip number 5, Ira. Get the hell off of Amazon. So am I right? And that right there will save you $30,000 a year. Thanks, Chella. Oh my God, go ahead.
I spent more than that last round.
Oh my gosh, I bet I did. I'm asking for my stock share.
2 reasons. A, I started my business and I bought a lot of gear for my business.
Yeah.
Also, my wife shops. So we used to shop mostly at Walmart, but right now we're shopping a lot at Amazon Prime because we have a Prime membership, and we get that, so we get the free shipping, which I'm sure
is there a way to look up how much you spend?
Oh, yeah.
Walmart does free shipping with orders of $35.
Yep, and we do that too. I could tell you how much I spent on everything, down to the penny. Actually.
Yeah. And CVS, I got to go back to my CVS because I adore CVS right now. CVS is not, it's a $5.99. So it's a care pass, Joe. It's not just the coupons. It's a care pass that you need to purchase in order to get the $10.
I put it in there. I put care pass in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great.
So let's do this. Let's get the last tip. And then before we go.
Last tip. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. Before we go, we're also gonna ask about what's exciting coming up this week. Like what do you got coming on this week? You know what I mean? I always like to do that. So all right.
So the last tip, I'm going to make it short, but it's going to require 4 weeks. So don't let that scare you. But every week, every day, you're going to write down any time you spend over $1. Okay. You're going to do that for 7 days. So we want to chunk it down at the end of 7 days.
Yeah, so you can see it.
You're going to take the list and you're going to divide it. How much did you spend on wants? How much did you spend on needs? That's it. No judging, no analyzing. When you do this over 4 weeks, that's all I'm asking, 4 weeks, you're going to find your money leaks.
Yeah. Where are the holes in the boat? 100%.
And I got to say with this, if you do this task, one is game changer. If I am able to save my retired ladies who argue with me, by the way, money by doing this task, they're like, oh, no, we're fixed income. We don't do this. I said, just
trust me, you have a hole somewhere.
Right.
You probably have 17. Right. You have 17 holes you don't even know about, really.
And with them, it was what the holes were for them was that they used to go to the yard sales every weekend.
Yeah.
They were spending $30 a week.
Yeah.
So then they realized, okay, and again, I don't believe in giving up. So they were going to go yard sales twice a month. And then they found they had so much stuff. They started having their own yard sales.
Yeah, let me sell some of this crap I just bought.
So that, if you're able to do that, I guarantee you will find at least $10,000.
So I think
you'll find that in there.
Yeah, you've grossly
and that's $50,000 in under an hour. You can do
way more than that for most of the time.
I would. I'm actually looking at. I want to find out how much I spent.
So, and let me tell y'all, I'm pretty good with money because I have to be, and also just it's kind of like my mind. So I have a business degree, and I deal in money, but there's money here for me too. Like you've pointed out some things, like make the menu based on what's on sale. Holy moly! And then I like the scavenger hunt thing. You didn't call it a scavenger hunt. That was my little.
I love that. I love that.
You gamify it, right? And so we started doing more of this during COVID, right? It was almost by necessity because if you find some toilet paper, you better get a couple extra because I don't know when we're going to find it next time, that kind of stuff, the paper towels. We started doing the canned goods. Basically anything that wasn't really perishable, we started to do that with. It wasn't because it was on sale. It was just because, well, let's have it. Because you never know what's going to be the next thing that they run out. And we have so many people we have to feed. There's 10 of us, right? So it's like, okay, well, we gotta have enough food. So we started doing that, but we're gonna incorporate that one. I promise you. That one's going on. That one's going on the deal right now. The sale thing. I'm gonna tell that to my wife, and I'm gonna try and give her the merits of that. And she might go. She might go. Yeah, she might go no. But I wasn't expecting any of this. So you guys got a lot of value. And now you know I want you to connect with Chella, because this is just one. If she could do this for you 1 hour, imagine what she could do with you if you actually took the time to talk to her one-on-one. Right?
And it's about, if it's not for you, this is not for you. Yeah, awesome. Then share it with somebody that needs this information. I no offense, guys, I like my moms, right? Like, because the moms, or because when we have kids, we're always constantly having to need things. Let's not get into what else can you be doing? So yeah, those are at least $50,000.
Yeah, we didn't talk. There's still a whole lot of stuff we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about how we're spending our discretionary funds for entertainment on other, like, there's substitute ways that you could do some things. You know what I mean? Like renting a movie on Redbox as opposed to on Netflix because it's cheaper. You know what I mean? So there's behavioral things that you could do, which we did talk about. Maybe you don't need all the different movie channels. So there's different things, and even some of the cell phone service providers. Like, maybe you don't need to be with Verizon. Maybe you could go with the discount one. They're using the same towers. It's just the off-brand. You know what I mean? So there's all kinds of things. Look at the plans. When are you filling up your car? Are you using the premium gas? Are you using the low-grade stuff? When days of the week? Did you know that gas oscillates in price based on the day of the week? So there are certain days when you fill up and certain times of the day. Someone told me when I was living in Texas, you want to fill up in the morning. Now, I never verified that, so take that with a grain of salt. But they said there's less expansion in the fluid, so you actually get, it's not that it's cheaper, it's that you get more fluid for the money because it's not as expanded. It didn't something to do with the temperature. I'm not a scientist. But stuff like that, I'm always looking for things like that. You know what I mean? Because you talked about it. A $10 thing with this pass from CBS doesn't sound like a lot, but it's an extra $4 and however many cents. And you start doing that every week or every month, I'll take $60 anytime you want to give me $60. I promise you that. I'm not going to pass. Look, if I see $1 on the ground, I'm going to bend over and pick it up. I'm not walking past $1.
I'm picking up the penny. Are you kidding?
I'm that guy, right? Like somebody tried to say, like,
I only pick it up when it's on heads.
Like if Michael Jordan was to see $100 bill on the ground, he actually would lose money by stopping to pick it up because he makes so much money per hour. I'm like, no, that's like not true. He still would make. We'd still have $100 more by picking it up. Anyways, but people think about it. So let's go into this. Chella, people need to connect with you. I have shared your profile link in the chat, or in the comments. If you guys are not familiar with Chella, connect with her. If you're watching this and you can't find it because there's a lot of comments, just send me a message and I will send you a link to Chella so you can connect with her directly.
And I would love to know. This is where the magic happens. I would love to know if you have a favorite way to save money. If you're watching this, you know what I mean? Like, because we know we can maybe able to collect some of these and share.
Yeah, yep. Sharing is caring, as Kirsty Bonner used to say. Let's do this before we pop off because we are in overtime and Joe's got to get up with his granddaughter. But let's do this.
Oh, now I'm looking at how much money I spent on Amazon last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm finding out. I looked up how to do it.
Is it north or south of 30?
I'm trying to look it up. Sorry, I'm opening up the report now.
Because Joe is like me. Joe, if he wants it, he just gets it. Right?
Yes. Honestly, that is how I am. If I want something, I'm just going to get it.
Situation we're in. So, anyways, okay, so let's do this. There was like a huge bug or something that just flew in front of your head.
Who?
What was it? You. Yeah, it went that way. No, you were looking the right way. Look the other way again. Yeah, it went that way.
I gotta get to the. I'm getting to the.
It was either gigantic or it was right in front of the camera. One or the other. Anyways, I digress. You have Mothra flying in your house.
I'm gonna watch the monitor. I want to see.
You better get those Wolverine knives on your hands, bro. Defend yourself. Okay, so what are you looking forward to this week? Number one thing.
You go ahead, Chella. I want to see this bug.
He wants those numbers coming up. Let us see. I am looking forward to this week to wrapping up an online course creating I've been working on for a while, and this is it. I'm wrapping it up this week.
Okay, well that's cool. Is that something that you can share the information that we can sign up for?
Yeah, I'm very excited. The opportunity presented itself in January, and I'm collaborating. And this is going to be an online program for realtors. It's helping realtors get to the first 100,000. Again, it's all about the money. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
But people go to work to make money. So I don't shy away from the fact that, money is important. It's a tool, right? So like my pursuit or my passions are not because I just love money itself. I like what money can do for me though. I like, the fact that I can replace my transmission when I need to and not to freak out about it. Because that's a big, like my wife is kind of the opposite of me. Like money intimidates her sometimes, you know what I mean? So $6,000 is a lot. We go, whoa, that's a lot of money. Even though we have it. You know what I'm saying? So again, what you've shared is good. And for people who want to make more money, that's important too. And I don't think people should shy away from that or be embarrassed about it. It's
a combination. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been working on it for a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, let's just be done with it.
Do you have a post about this seminar?
I will be once we have it up and going. Yeah. So I'm very fortunate. This month alone, I'm rolling out 3 online courses. And one of them is going to be 108 ways to save money. Now you've just heard a few, and I'm not planning on doing this.
I want my wife to take that course. So how much is that course? Sign her up.
It's going to be $95.
We can afford it. Okay, $95. My wife will sign up. We'll take that course. 108 ways to save money. I'm sure there's a few that we can benefit from, and it'll pay itself off just by saving.
I already share some. I already share some, but it's other ways that we can do it. And every single one of them has been tested by me.
So join Chella. My wife will be in the audience as a student, and that'll be good. I might actually.
I'm very excited because it's been a long time coming, and so I'm just looking forward to.
So y'all need to connect with Chella so that you can get access to that course. Okay.
Awesome.
Joe
is very excited with this Amazon.
We are no, and I'm looking at the video, the feed from LinkedIn right now because it's so far behind.
Yeah.
So it still hasn't come up yet. It's
the bug.
The bug. So I was writing where we're at right now is, I was writing down the tip, the last one, and it's still. Ira, you better not be kidding. Was there a real bug? What was it?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. It kind of flew by kind of quickly.
Are you sure it wasn't like it could be a dust thing too?
It could have been a dust thing. It really could have been, but it would have had to been really, really close. Because I'm used to seeing that sometimes from your camera. It does happen,
right?
But this thing was like, it looked like it was this size, Joe. Right? It looked like it was a good and it had wings. It looked like. So that's why I don't think it was dust, because it was.
Well, thanks.
I don't know. But I'll watch it back. I'll watch it back.
If that was the case, I'm just wondering, wouldn't that be funny? We just got it was a paranormal type thing.
Oh,
wouldn't that be great? Right? I know. Wouldn't that be great? Just all of a sudden, dark, shadowy figure came up behind me.
What caught my attention with it was because there was reflection on the top and the bottom. And that's why I think it's wings. Because it was usually you get a speck, it's just like a circle. You know what I mean? An orb kind of thing floats by. But this, I'll find it. I'll take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot. Let me know, because I'm not gonna keep looking for this thing. All right. So what's exciting for me this week? Oh man, what is exciting? Well, there's gonna be. I'll find out the new boundaries where I'm gonna be at this week for my actual boots on the ground stuff for my job. Yep. Where I'm going to be at. I'm at. I
didn't realize that was getting changed.
Yeah, that was changed. Well, there's a lot. I'm still going to be connected to all the people that I am connected with. Say again.
Greg's still going to be your boss.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Greg is still going to be my boss. Some really good things happening. I know I've had to I've had to talk to a lot of people about, the changes and everything that's been going on. But I am doing something. Joe, the finance guy.
Chella, hang on a second. Did you see that? Did you see that bug that just flew over his head? It was a different one. Another bug just flew over your head, but that was more like a fly type of a bug. That wasn't scary.
There is no freaking way. No way.
Dude, just watch the tape back. It just flew over your head. I'm surprised you didn't catch that in your vision. That wasn't an orb because it flew up and over your head. That was more like, but that was like.
I hate to tell you, it's probably an orb. It's an orb. Yes. There's no bug in
the first one was more likely an orb than a bug, probably. Now that I'm thinking about it, but the second one, that was a bug. Sure.
I'm telling you, there is not. You're gonna have to go.
Dude, gravity pulls that stuff down. This flew up and over you.
Not all the time, and I'm telling you, no.
This is riveting TV. Did we lose everybody? I'm sure this is like.
No, we got gained more now.
What are these guys talking about? Orbs and bugs and yeah. So you're learning your new territory.
Listen, this. Wait a minute. That's yes, I seen it, and it's the dust. It's the dust particles. I'm watching it.
Okay, I saw that one.
Look, there's
another one.
I know they're dust particles.
Yeah, but the first one wasn't that. That's what I'm saying. I'm used to that.
I'm telling you, it was.
The first one wasn't.
Yes.
Okay, that's
it. I will find
them all. Oh my gosh. Oh. There's paranormal experiences all around me in here.
It's like a dragon.
Anyways.
Anyways. Are the dragonflies out?
Yeah, the dragonflies are down here too. I'm telling you, this is all dust.
Don't step behind my counter. Do that in New York. Give me do that.
Oh, you want to? Yeah, dude. Hold on a minute.
Jen's rubbing off.
You don't come behind my counter.
Right.
Don't come behind my counter.
No.
However, she did that. It was awesome. I'm a sucker for an accent. And she.
Me too. The next Mr. Right is going to definitely have an accent of some type.
And she's everything to me.
Oh my God. It's like a
Stop. I'm telling you, we're good. The back cave is a little dusty. I'll make sure Alfred gets in here and does what. Yeah. And wouldn't it be cool?
Next Saturday's Cup of Joe's brought to you by Orbit Scum.
No. Who do we need on next Saturday? We need to get. Are
we bringing the guy on that you were talking about?
We will. I want to get some dates from him. Like when would be good?
My apprehension is just because I have not.
You don't know him, but I think it'd be good. I mean, I know him, and I think it'd be good.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know, and you'd like Brian anyways. He's a good guy. He's funny. But anyways,
my delicious food is waiting for me. Yeah. So, but I want to hear, what are you looking forward to doing this week?
So actually, the most exciting thing I'm doing this week for work, I'm gonna do right now. I'm actually getting ready to go shoot video at the Los Angeles distillery. So I'm taking my drone, I'm taking my cameras. We're going to do a video project. They're actually not the client, but the client reached out to get permission, and they got excited. They're like, "Oh, that's cool!" So they're giving us behind-the-scenes access. So I'm going to be flying my drone in there, and it's going to be exciting. So
good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So I've got to drive. For those of you who don't know, I live in the Inland Empire, so I'm not like right in downtown LA. So I've got to give myself some time to get there. And I always get nervous with traffic because you know how it is. You never know. Like it could be an hour to get there. It could be 3 hours. So I'm going to give myself plenty of time.
Right.
But I'm doing that today, and then
right.
That's for Star Trek. Yes, I got it.
Oh, sorry.
I knew what that was from. I don't get credit for this. He doesn't know anything about sports, and I give him credit, but he doesn't give me credit when I know his
I do. That was pretty good. It was Star Trek. You're right. Sorry.
Gentlemen, you were definitely the highlight of my day today. I am so glad we did this. I really am. I look forward to having a conversation with you all one-on-one.
Thanks, Chella.
Chella, you're amazing. Y'all, this has been Saturday's Cup of Joe with me, Ira Bowman, Joseph, the finance guy, Joe, finance guy Steppy, and Chella will save you lots of money, Diaz, if you just listen to her. She's got a course coming up, 108 money saving tips, $95. It'll pay for itself quickly because I'm telling you, she dropped she dropped 5 nuggets on the show that can save you if you're a family of 4.
Right.
At least $50,000 if you implement them, and you could just take one of them, take any one of those tips, and that would more than pay for your course.
Yep.
And then you have free access to all the other information. Life changing.
Thank you. We did not plan this, right? But I love it how things just show up.
So here's a Seinfeld podcast. We don't script any of this stuff. Joe and I don't ever talk about, hey, let's cover that on the show. The only thing I started doing with Joe was like in the morning before the show would start. I was like, don't tell me anything about your week before the show starts because I want to hear about it on the show.
Right. That is true.
Gentlemen, have a phenomenal week. Our viewers, please reach out to me and share what are some of your favorite ways to save money.
Yeah.
Let us help each other.
And ask Joe questions in the comments or send her a DM.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. We're gonna rock out of here. So, anything you guys say before we go, Joe?
Nope. Have fun. Be safe, and check out my website, joethefinanciguy.com.
joethefinanciguy.com. You can find me on bowmandigitalmedia.com. Chella, do you have a website? No.
ChellaDiaz.com.
ChellaDiaz.com. There you go. So 3 people, 3 websites. Check them all out. We'll see y'all next time.
ChellaDiaz.com.
All right.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye-bye.